Was your childhood really normal, or were you just used to it? Why that perfectly ordinary family might have been a dysfunctional circus in disguise. Ah, yes, the tender recollections of childhood, bike rides through the countryside, Sunday dinners, whispered dreams, and for some of us, the chronic invisible tightrope walk across a minefield of unspoken dysfunction. We've heard this before. Charming, isn't it? It wasn't that bad. Every family has its problems. I turned out okay, didn't I? Tell me, have you ever recited these tragic sonnets to yourself while ignoring the pit in your stomach that insists it was otherwise? I'm Dylan Moore, author, cognitive behavior specialist, and devoted advocate for women's empowerment and men's emotional healing. In this discourse, let's unveil the transformative strategies to restore your balance, reclaim your power, and anchor you in unshakable strength. Together, let's expose the inherited beliefs that have gaslit us into self-doubt and dismantle the emotional nonsense we have been conditioned to accept as normal. Now, let's explore why dysfunction often disguises itself as normal. If you've ever looked back at your upbringing and felt an unsettling ache beneath the nostalgia, consider the following. You normalized emotional neglect because it was consistent. And consistency, after all, is soothing even when it's cold. You became a people pleaser or perfectionist to avoid explosions. Bravo, dear heart. You survived, but at a great cost. You learned that expressing feelings was either a sin or a nuisance. So, now you package your pain into palatable little offerings. If you acknowledge it at all, you were subtly or blatantly taught that love was conditional. Affection became a prize awarded for compliance, not birthright. You learned to walk on eggshells, so you gracefully mistook it for dancing. The clinical insight? Attachment wounds, emotional conditioning, and learned helplessness. From a therapeutic lens, growing up in dysfunction without realizing it is a textbook setup for attachment wounds where love and safety were inconsistently delivered. You may have developed coping mechanisms like emotional numbing, hyper-independence, or self-sacrifice, all designed to survive environments where your emotional needs were minimized. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, shows that without awareness, we mistake these survival adaptations for personality traits until we realize they're simply outdated scripts begging for revision. You are not broken. You were conditioned. And conditioning, dear reader, can be rewired. Now, let's discuss the hidden cost of growing up in functional dysfunction. You minimize your own pain. After all, you're fine, right? Except you're really not. You attract relationships that replicate old wounds because familiar doesn't equal safe, but your nervous system missed that memo. You mistrust peace. When silence meant danger growing up, calm now feels unnerving. You doubt your own methods. It wasn't that bad, you whisper to yourself. Spoiler, it was bad enough. Now, how to begin reclaiming your truth and healing your past. Name what happened without minimizing. I experience emotional neglect is far more powerful than my childhood was just a bit rough. Separate survival skills from your identity. You are not your coping mechanisms. Remember that. Validate your inner child's confusion. You didn't imagine it. You adapted to it. Seek relationships that honor your emotional needs, not tolerate them. Honor them. Permit yourself to heal at your own pace, not grand declarations needed. Quiet revolutions count as well. Why this works according to actual therapy, not just glittery internet quotes. Awareness is a cornerstone of healing. In CBT, cognitive restructuring allows us to challenge false narratives inherited from dysfunctional environments. By naming the truth, recognizing the adaptations, and actively choosing new behaviors, we move from reactive survival to intentional thriving. Neuroplasticity, the brain's miraculous ability to rewire, means that your story can change today. Your nervous system, one hypervigilant and wounded, can lovingly retrain towards safety, security, and serenity. And now, a deliciously scandalous revelation. You are not ungrateful for questioning your past. You are not disloyal for choosing healing over inherited dysfunction. Let us be outrageously honest. The great tragedy is not that your family wasn't perfect. It's that you were led to believe you had to accept pain as love. You deserve better. You always have. So, tell me, what normal memories are you bravely re-examining today? And more importantly, who might you become if you finally choose truth over tradition? Drop a like or comment below. Let's normalize the revolutionary act of reclaiming our narrative without apology, without blame. Together we rise, together we thrive. Let's rise fierce into a new life of personal power and freedom.